Ever wonder what it's like to see Disneyland through the eyes of a true expert? In today's very special episode, we'll celebrate my co host Becca's birthday and dive deep into her Disneyland obsession and personal favorites, both inside and out of the parks. Stick around for this birthday edition of Disneyland Magic.
You're listening to Castle Talk Radio. We're live on the airwaves with Becca and Jessica. Now let's jump into this week's episode.
Let's get to know Becca a little bit more and find out what's in store for a Disney theme park challenge she's come up with for her next vacation. Becca, happy birthday. We did this celebration a bit ago for my birthday, and now it is your turn to be in the hot seat.
Oh, yay.
I know. Are you ready for this? I think I didn't do you too dirty here. We got some good questions. So
Okay.
let's find out. My first thing, I love nostalgia. So what is the earliest Disneyland memory you can think of? And tell us how it's shaped your love for the parks.
So the earliest one I can think of, because my parents took me when I was a itty bitty baby, but the earliest one I actually remember, and I had to look up the close date to make sure I wasn't just imagining this, because you know how we know Disney history so well, sometimes we feel like we know something. But I remember riding the Skyway. So I had to look up
Well,
because
tell us what that is, because so many of us don't know what that is.
Okay, so if you know what the Skyliner is at Walt Disney World, it's kind of similar. It was gondolas that went from Fantasyland to Tomorrowland, and it went through the Matterhorn, and you can still see remnants of the Skyway. There are stairs in Fantasyland that lead to where it used to be over by Casey Jr.'s, and I remember doing that with my parents one time when we went. We used to go like every other year-ish because my aunts and uncles lived down there. So that's the one thing I remember from childhood was the Skyway. Nothing else from then.
I can say that I remember seeing those and being like, when do we get to go on that? But I don't think that I ever did.
Yeah, I did go on them at least once. I remember that. So because my little sister is terrified of heights. And so that's why I remember.
And that's
Yes.
probably why I didn't go on it, is because my dad it doesn't like heights either. So that's super funny. If anybody remembers those, let us know. If you went on it, let us know. And then if not, you have that little tidbit of the stairs and then like that hole in the Matterhorn, you can obviously is still there where you can tell somebody about what used to be. So sticking with this nostalgic vibe, what's one Disneyland ride or experience that they have now that really brings back that nostalgia?
Ooh, that's a good one. I have to say it's Pirates of the Caribbean. Like, because I was a wimp as far as rides when I was younger. So Pirates of the Caribbean, though, that was one I loved and I still love to this day and have to ride it every time. It's a requirement. So, yeah, Pirates of the Caribbean is great. And even though it's had changes, I'll still love it.
Yeah, absolutely so classic. And it's one of those Disney smells when you walk in the doors and you just go, bring it on, bring it on. And speaking of Pirates of the Caribbean, that is one attraction that doesn't have a height requirement. So depending on your kid's age and interest, they might be able to hang with that. Because sometimes when they get like a certain age, it becomes a little bit scary. But I just remember my infant brother would fall asleep on that ride all the time because it is a boat ride and really lulls you into relaxation. Great one to cool down on a hot day as well. Okay.
Definitely.
I think I know the answer to this, but I'm interested to see if it's something different than I think. What's one thing you eat on almost every Disneyland trip?
Uh, Probably chicken strips. I am not
Yes.
adventurous.
Yes. It's like chicken
Not a foodie.
tenders. So
Yeah.
easy and consistent, right?
Yes. They're almost always good. I think I've once gotten some that I was like, "Oh, these just weren't great today." Yeah. So almost like it used to be I always ate at Plaza Inn once, for the fried chicken, and then I got fried chicken that gave me food poisoning, not from Plaza Inn. I wanna make that clear. I didn't get it at Plaza Inn. But at home, we had fried chicken from somewhere, and I got food poisoning, and so ever since then, it's really hard for me to eat fried chicken even a
Yeah.
few years later. So now it's chicken strips, and I don't know why I'm good with chicken strips, but not fried chicken, and I don't know, but yeah.
Okay, so consistency, it's easy. You know what you're going to get. I think, with
Mhm.
people that would you consider yourself a picky eater or no?
I'm
Okay.
picky. I'm definitely picky.
Okay. So for people that are picky eaters, that's something if you like and you've tried it once there, you can depend on. So let's name a couple places that you can get chicken strips
Oh
or
my
chicken
gosh.
tenders.
Okay, so Stage Door Cafe is one. You can get them at oh gosh, Smoke Jumpers.
Smoke jumpers. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I believe those are the two main places
Let's
I get them. I'm trying to think. I think Tomorrowland Grill might have them as well, but I'm not
Okay.
Galactic Grill, I guess. I'm using the wrong
So
term.
we did do an episode on the Disneyland app and we talked about the search function. So I'm just going to type this into the search function on the app. If you
Okay.
haven't listened to that, make sure you go back. I just typed in tenders, Stage Door Cafe, Smoke Jumpers Grill, Golden Horseshoe, um, Hungry Bear Barbecue
Oh,
Jamboree,
okay. So
Red
that
Rose
one's
Tavern.
new. Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of places that's nice too. When you have something that's just like your go-to that you can get those at a lot of different places. It says flows as well. Let's see. I'm
Yeah.
going into the menu.
It,
Sometimes those are only available on like a kids meal. So like at Flo's, it's called chicken fenders. And
yeah.
the kids meal usually comes with less. So I order those at times too when I'm not as hungry.
Yeah. It's really filling. And actually, I did a reel a while ago. I need to update it because they've kind of changed it. But you only get one less chicken strip doing the kids meal than you do the adult meal usually.
Yeah.
And so it's a great option because you also get a water or a water or kid soda, and you get a yogurt type thing a lot of the places too. And then you can choose either oranges or something else as your side. Sometimes, you can opt in for fries or whatever. So the kids meal, even though it says for ages whatever, you can eat it when you order it at a quick service. They're a little more strict when you go to like character dining and stuff, but as far as quick service, you can order kids meals. That's fine.
Yeah, and we always see like all the food stuff on TikTok and Instagram, and there's like seasonal foods and different things that people say you have to try. But there is nothing wrong with going to your tried and true and sticking to the basics. So, with food and being a picky eater, since she has claimed that herself, Becca, what's one Disneyland food that like everyone raves about, but you would never try?
Churros. I won't eat churros. I don't like
Even
cinnamon.
just the plain ones.
Even just the plain one. I don't like cinnamon,
Okay.
so I won't eat churros. Yeah.
Okay. So if
I'm
you
also not
don't
a
like
big bread
cinnamon,
person.
sugar
So
type of thing,
yeah.
what other foods are out for you? Like outside of Disneyland as well. Like what other foods? Cinnamon sugar, no cinnamon toast crunch cereal?
Don't eat cinnamon toast crunch. I'm a plain Cheerios kind of gal if I eat cereal. I'm pretty, like I said, I'm about
Classic.
bland. I have the taste buds of not even a child apparently, since I don't like the sugary stuff.
Okay, so we're gonna call you a classic foodie gal. You got
Okay.
plain Cheerios, we've got chicken tenders.
I
That's
think that's
perfect.
the first time anyone has even remotely said I'm a foodie.
Yeah, we're just gonna embrace that. What about since you said like the fried chicken and you like chicken tenders, what about the turkey legs? Are you eating those?
Oh, that's disgusting.
Okay, okay, you guys. If you're not watching on YouTube, if you're just listening on the podcast, this might be one that you just want to flip over to YouTube just for the answer to that question.
For my facial reaction.
I'm gonna leave it at that, right? Okay, this is a fun one. If you could spend a day with any Disney character at the parks, who would it be? So it's like they're coming with you, you're doing things with them. What Disney character do you want to hang out with all day?
Okay, so of course the classic answer, Mickey Mouse, but I don't want to give like obviously that's who I'd choose. But if I wanted to go a little out there and be someone different, it would be Stitch because I think we could get in so much trouble together and have so much fun.
So much trouble. And people would often like let you get away with it. So I think that is a fantastic answer. Because I'm thinking like, oh, should we do like heroes or villains? What would be more fun? And Stitch really walks the line. So
He
I like
does.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
What what characters, as you're listening, what would you answer that question? And would Stitch be one of yours? What are some things that Stitch could do um that maybe you wouldn't get away with? Maybe hopping into that lightning lane even if you don't have one?
Yeah, I think he could do that. I think Stitch could get away with hopping out of the ride vehicle if it was I
Oh,
think he
naughty
could.
boy.
And, messing with the
Oh my
electrical to
goodness.
make rides go faster, Stitch could do that too.
Oh, yes. Stitch could help you. I think Stitch could help you win in like Toy Story Midway Mania or Buzz Lightyear Astro Blasters. I think Stitch probably knows all the tricks and some that are yet to be discovered.
Oh, yes, for sure.
Okay. What outside of Disney parks, this is just something fun that I like to ask my friends when I need more things to do. What are you watching or streaming right now?
So I really don't watch a lot of TV. I really don't. Um, but I am into Ghosts. That have you watched that? I like
Mm-mm.
that one. Yeah, so Ghosts is a good one that I just found that working on. And when I say working on, it's very slow going because I really rarely watch TV. Now, when I'm working though, a lot of times, like working on the blog or whatever, I like to have a TV show on in the background. But for that, it always has to be something I've already seen so that I know the voices and stuff and it's easier like if I zone out and don't follow story, I'm not lost. So there we have The Office. Right now I'm currently rewatching Psych, Schitt's Creek, The Middle, those type of sitcoms and things that I know the voices of the characters and I know the storyline. So if I miss it, it's okay.
I love that too. A little bit of background for working just to kind of keep things not so quiet. Sometimes I
Yeah.
love having the peace and quiet at home, but sometimes I need just like a little extra entertainment in the background. I follow a Instagrammer that talks about what she watched every week. And I love that because it just gives me different ideas and like where to stream it. So I love your ideas. The Office is always a really good one. Tend to turn that one on like late at night in a hotel room when I'm just like getting ready for bed too to have some noise going on.
Yeah, in a hotel room though, I have to say, a lot of times the hotels I stay at, they have because we don't even have cable. Obviously, most people don't nowadays, but they always almost have this channel that plays Castle. And so I'll rewatch Castle when I'm at hotels, but I always have to turn it to like Friends or The Office after before I go to sleep.
Friends is another one.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. So back to your birthday, because this is why we're digging into talking to Becca. What's your favorite way to celebrate your birthday when you're at home?
Oh my gosh, I really am one of those people that is not super into having all the attention on me. So I just like to have dinner with my family and maybe watch a movie with them. So I am a very simple person. Like I don't I don't like make it a big deal or anything. So
I love that. I think it's just like gather what you love close to you and just enjoy it because I think birthdays sometimes have so much pressure on them more so
mhm.
than like um a holiday where everyone's celebrating because like it's just you and then it's easy to have like disappointment because you're just so I don't know it's a strange thing but I think doing something that just like extra a little extra like everyone's actually home that night and
Yeah.
you do something together, or you get to pick out the food, or maybe that's like dinner choice fatigue, where I'm like, just make something and that I don't have to think about.
Yeah. I will say my plans this year were going to be different. Like as last year, up until about November, I was planning that I'd be at Disneyland kicking off the holidays because it used to always be they kicked them off on the second Friday of November. And so every once in a while, my birthday's the 8th, it would land on my birthday, and it was supposed to happen this year. And then they announced that they would actually not be starting them until the 15th. So, oh, and a really quick shout out. I share a birthday with one of our other influencer friends. Do you know who?
I don't. Who is it?
Okay. I'm hoping I'm saying the right one. I'm pretty sure it's Danny from Just Off Harbor because they're sisters. So I'm hoping I'm not
Oh,
messing that up.
perfect.
Yeah. So
That's
go wish her a
so
happy
fun.
birthday on the 8th.
Yeah, I remember that we had talked about that last year, I think. So you're going back to Disney Park soon, not for your birthday, but what is happening on your next Disney trip and why should we follow along?
Okay. It's next week when this airs. It'll be next week. And because it didn't happen on my birthday, I got this wild, crazy idea. And I called up my friend and I was like, you want to do this with me? My friend Tony. And she's like, yes, let's do it. So we are going to go to Walt Disney World to kick off the holidays there. And then we're going to fly to Disneyland to kick off the holidays. But since we're going straight from Florida to California, we thought it would be really fun to attempt to do all 6 US Disney parks in one day.
Okay, so are you flying to Walt Disney World on the same day that you're flying to Disneyland?
No, we're going a few
Okay,
days
so
early.
you're going to start in Florida
Hmm.
and
And
you're
then,
going to 6 Disney theme parks in one day.
yes. And so I've seen other people do this, and most of them, they have to take a picture with the park icon and then that's it. Like that's their goal, right? But
Okay.
our rules are going to be we have to ride a ride that's unique to each park. So can't ride Pirates of the Caribbean, that won't count. Um, so we have to ride a ride that's unique to each park, and we have to only use Disney transportation to get between the parks.
Oh, because that's a huge deal at Walt Disney World.
Yeah, and everyone else I have known, the exception is getting to Disneyland from the airport. We're not using park obviously because they don't have that.
Sure.
But everyone else I've known that's done it has used Uber or Lyft and not even minivans in between there to make it faster. So we are requiring ourselves to use park transportation, which could be the the thing that makes this not possible.
Okay. Okay, so this is cool. I love setting up like different little games, different little things that you can do to kind of make things exciting. I mean, it's exciting alone, but hitting 6 parks in one day is pretty amazing. So that means you've got 4 over in Florida and then 2 over in California, and you're flying back in time. So that gives you a little bit of a boost.
Yeah.
Are you taking bags with you like from the airport to a hotel first and then going to Disneyland?
Well, we're staying right across the street, so that's gonna
Okay.
be up to us. But
Okay.
um I don't know if we'll probably just drop them with Bell Services because we're staying at the Courtyard, right,
Got it.
right, and then we'll just drop them with Bell Services and go over to the park probably. But I do have a friend picking us up, and she'll drop us at the park if we think that'll be faster.
Oh,
And then
perfect. Because she can just
drop
drop
our
your
bags
bags
for
off
us. Hmm.
for you.
So yeah,
Okay.
that's.
I
But
like
we do
that.
have to check bags, and that kind of makes me nervous too, because
Mhm.
Long Beach can take a while to drop the bags, which is where we're flying into.
Okay.
So I'm a little nervous
Yeah.
about that.
And
But
do
we're
you
going to
already
be
have
gone
your
for
ride
9 days.
list picked?
We have it and we're finalizing it the day that we're recording this. So we're doing this on the 14th of November, which is not
Okay.
just over a week from now. And everyone can follow it. We'll have it on my Instagram, which is the Becca Robbins, and we'll have that down in the description. And then I will also be posting later on my YouTube, which is Theme Park Tips by Becca, and also the at the Becca Robbins if you want to search that way. So yeah, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be crazy, and hopefully we pull it off.
I love it. And just in case some of you listening can't do this challenge yourself in the future, there's all kinds of ways you can make little challenges in the parks for yourself. Like maybe one day you're going to eat only things you've never eaten at Disneyland, so no chicken tenders. Or maybe you're going to do an experience that you've never done. Like it took me forever to do this sailing ship Columbia. So just like little things where you can add into your trip to make it unique. Thanks for celebrating with us, and happy birthday again to my co-host Becca, and we'll see you at all 6 parks real soon.